and our campsite will be down here. Now someone has a tent set up at our campsite we paid for. Now that means we have to hike out about 5 miles, and as you see, the sun is starting to set. 2 days, 1 night of backpacking at the Tahquamenon Falls State Park in Michigan. I purchased my backcountry permit, and you need a state park pass at the front entrance of the lower falls. We are at the lower falls right here, and our plan is to day hike about 4 miles to the upper falls. Then we'll backtrack back to the parking area. Then we'll put our backpacks on and go about 4.5–5 miles to the campsite right down here. There we have a concession stand and souvenir shop near the lower falls. Here we have the lower falls, there's the Tahquamenon River, and it's separated by an island. And you can see some falls over there also. What excellent walkways going down to the lower falls. And here's a sign, Prayer of the Woods. And we are now close up to the waterfalls. It's a very beautiful cascading waterfall. And you see people swimming in there. This is also part of the lower falls. Okay, we'll be taking the river trail to the upper falls, 4 miles. Foot trails to the upper falls. Now we're getting back to more traditional type trails here. We have now reached the top of this hill. This is over a 100-foot elevation gain. And now I'll be going downhill for a while. So far the trails have been excellent. Most of the time it runs along the river like this. And now we'll be coming up to the upper Tahquamenon Falls. A total of 116 steps to get down to the gorge to see Tahquamenon Falls. And this is the upper Tahquamenon Fall. This waterfall is 50 feet high and over 200 feet wide, and is either the second or third largest waterfall east of the Mississippi River, and it flows about 50,000 gallons per second. And this is going to be a good climb. You can see now that we're on a nice paved walkway, and we'll be going to the top of the upper falls. And that's the Tahquamenon River. It's over 90 miles long. And it goes right over the ledge. We will now be leaving the falls en route back to the parking lot. Now we'll be putting on our backpacks, and it'll be about a 4.5 to 5 mile hike to our campsite. We are parked over there in the parking lot, and now we'll have to walk through the campground here to get to the North Country Trail. There we come up the North Country pathway. Now this is a good climb. You see the switchbacks going up this hill. And this is all part of the North Country Trail. Right along the trail here, there's 3 or 4 small lakes. It's a very beautiful area. And this is the current temperature, about 77 degrees. We have been climbing up this hill for a ways now. A very good elevation gain. Oh wow, you see a long ways from up here. And it looks like there was a structure up here one time. That's a neat area. One thing that we found along this trail is a lot of wild blueberries. You can see they're all over the place in here. Oh, check out that large frog. My wife spotted it right along the trail. And now we're starting to get down into the evergreen area. Should be getting close to the campsite. Oh, switchback here. And then another switchback coming. And here we're coming up to a campsite. Backcountry campsite, that's where we'll be going. North Country Trail continues on in this direction. And our campsite will be down here. And this is a sign to the campsite. Yeah, it shows some of the rules on it. It shows that you're supposed to pre-register. Now someone has a tent set up at our campsite we paid for. Looks like nobody's been around here for a while. We did hear that there was a missing hiker from about 8 days ago. So we're going to just walk back and report to the ranger. Okay, this is our situation. Our campsite was taken that we had paid for. There's only one campsite. Now that means we have to hike out about 5 miles. And as you see, the sun is starting to set. So I won't be videotaping very much. And we are still hiking out. You can see that lake that we walked by before. And the sun is setting. I estimate we should be back to the parking lot in about an hour. Okay, we're getting closer to the campground now. We're coming down the hill here where all the switchbacks were. And I can hear the river down there, so we should be there in about 20 minutes. Okay, we have an update for you. What happened was there's a medical emergency out at the campsite. So when we came back here, they just gave us one of the overflow sites with a fire ring. And of course, as you can see, we'll be using a tent and no hammocks tonight. And of course, we're not used to a busy campground. Well, this is some wetter wood that we're using for starting this fire. What I did was I used an Esbit cube, and that'll burn for about 12 minutes, so I should get the fire started. You can see the craters on the moon.
Oh yeah. Well, you can actually see them pretty well from here.
We are now in our tent for the first time in almost a year. And we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. This morning we're at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum. The museum opens at 10 a.m. and it's only 8:30 right now, so we have decided just to walk around and check out this area. This was a short drive from the campground. And this will be a rudder from one of the sunken ships. And here's some of the information on it. And right here we have an old lifeboat house. There have been approximately 550 shipwrecks near the Whitefish Point, the most of any part of Lake Superior. And this little information on Edmund Fitzgerald. It sunk out in Lake Superior here back in 1975. Lost 29 men. And there's an ore ship out there right now. And that is the ore ship out in the lake right now. And this is a memorial on the beach of some of the crew members lost on the Fitzgerald. This is a very good museum. I would recommend checking it out if you're ever up in this area. And once again, thanks for watching Up Trail 71.